also repeated the sentiment that we will fight this war by ourselves. Because all this cooperation and all is a euphemism for trying to get as much information and as much leverage as you need for your own purpose.
Yep.
America realizes the link between Indian terrorism and the threat to America, and to the extent necessary they cooperate with us as far as it suits their convenience. And speaking for myself as an Indian, I mean, apart from the nice words you hear, I don't think anybody's heart really bleeds for what happened in India on 26/11. So this word cooperation, when it is used with governments, has a very different meaning from what we understand it in the English language. I mean, Pakistan cooperates with America in the war against terror by training more terrorists. America cooperates by Pakistan by bombing the hell out of them and using their drones. And they cooperate with India the way we have seen them cooperate with India. I don't think they've given any real information. And therefore this fight which we have to fight will have to go on our own, and our police forces and our intelligence sources will have to deal with it on our own. So all this nice talk about cooperation and this and a renewed friendship and all this is all very good for the diplomatic circles and public consumption, but I don't think there is any real good sense in it.
Okay, I'm going to take a full round. Ujjwal Nikam, before I come to you, let me go to Raja Mohan here. Raja, would you agree that at the end of the day, when you look at a case like this, it's a case of dual standards by America?
Look, I think I think
ahead.
when paranoia is combined with pessimism, I think you get the kind of presentation that we've just heard. Look, I think whether we can complain that the cooperation is not enough, but to say we're going to do this on our own, who's stopping us to do this on our own? So I think let's be pragmatic, let's not jump the conclusions that India needs international cooperation to solve this issue. And that cooperation is not an entitlement, but that is something we get by working with others. To say somehow that you're entitled to, cooperation without having to work for it, and I think that is living in a world of
Raja,
make believe.
Raja,
yeah.
Can I just ask you here? What is what have we got to do? May I ask you, to feel entitled to get access to a man who is believed to be one of the principal plotters behind 26/11. I mean, we haven't even, the Americans, for all the so-called support, haven't even given us a correct photograph of this man. We've only got a sketch. We had the Home Minister of India go all the way to Washington. He's not even got a reply. We've got no access to Headley. We've allowed the FBI full access, even to Kasaf. So should we also then say to Washington that, see, it's not a one-way street? You either tell us that absolutely, it's a one-way street or it's not a one-way street.
You know very well, Arnab, you know very well, there are two levels to this. One is the level of political understanding. I think without some kind of a political understanding, we wouldn't have got where we have in terms of the engagement and some of the cooperation we've got from the rest of the international community, especially the United States. I think it's a fair thing to say that, look, without the US help, we couldn't have produced the kind of dossier we did for the 26/11 case.
No.
Is it enough? Does it meet our expectations? There's much more needs to be done. The second level is where intelligence agencies cooperate. They handle their assets in a very special way. And I think this is something we need to keep working with the intelligence agencies between their side and our side, need to talk and engage. But to think that you can just lay a demand and therefore you feel self-righteous that it has been denied, and I think that's not going to get us anywhere. Right now we can scream our guts off, whole parliament can be brought to standstill by the left and the right, but you need to still work with others.
Harish Salve is wanting to respond to Ujjwal Nikam. I'm coming to you right after that. Yes, Mr. Salve. Raja Mohan is saying tonight, a mix of pessimism and paranoia.
If we had found somebody in India, if we had found somebody in India who was a plotter of 9/11,
right,
and we had cut a deal with him, you would have seen what happens. And if we had kept the Americans at the same distance at which they are keeping us, you would have seen what happens. It's not a question of, these are all nice expressions, paranoia and pessimism, it's all right. Of course, we will try and get whatever cooperation we want. And stalling parliament is always a waste of time. But the basic point is, let us also not fool ourselves that we have somehow got some great friendship going in which we are going to get one hell of a lot of cooperation. In fact, I think India is big and strong enough to make bold that yes, we are dissatisfied with the kind of cooperation we are getting. rather than sort of cringe and say, oh, let's keep quiet about it and try and get more. Sorry, I don't agree with that perception.
Okay, let me get another perspective. Raja Mohan, I'm going to come back to you. This debate is not over here. We have several questions here tonight. But how important is Mr. Headley, Mr. Ujjwal Nigam? A, and B, honestly tonight, tell us how much do we know about him? How much of the Americans actually helped us even know more about him?
Arnab, let me tell you very frankly that you have raised one valid point so far as the cooperation from America is concerned. Let me ask you one simple question, that till this time we don't have a clear photograph of accused Headley. Why? Why we are not getting? What is being published in the newspaper, that only the sketch of Headley and not clear photograph. So this is one aspect. And if we have a mutual treaty in respect of the criminals, then I think there should have been the full cooperation from the investigating agency of the USA to our agency, so that we could have shared more, we could have divulged more things, but unfortunately I don't find that these things that happen.
Okay, so America is not keen on extraditing Headley, Mr. Raja Mohan. The media is abuzz with a possible deal by the American government with Headley. So look at the bizarre situation, Mr. Raja Mohan. The American government is actually doing a deal with Headley in order to so-called extract more information from him and negotiate a lighter sentence. So you have in America a private deal that's going on between the American government and the man who has been part of a plot in which, of course, 6 Americans but more than 180 Indians have been killed. I mean, this is absolutely unacceptable. What is the point of this terrorism cooperation then?
Now, then we can dispense with the cooperation if we think we're not getting enough. But I don't think you can sell that line to anyone. But to get angry and anxious, that look, plea bargain, which you're calling a deal, plea bargain is a normal process in any court of law in the United States. That's how most prosecutions work. Now, you can't object to the process. What is India's interest in this whole case of David Headley? We need more. Are we looking for more information, or are you looking for the maximum possible sentence, that is death sentence, to Headley? So I think the real issue is, do we get more out of this man so that we can strengthen our war against terror, or do you say, look, Americans must just summarily execute him?
No, but we haven't.
So I think, if you lose the sense of purpose and objective and make it as if some deal is being done, you'll say, if America, they give you more than life sentences, 60 or 70 years punishment, that is lighter than death sentence. So
no, but you're bringing the case to closure. Raja, importantly, you're bringing the case to closure without even giving India a photograph of this man. Let me get Abhishek Manu Singhvi, and he's joining the debate tonight. Mr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi, yes. All of India is watching tonight. C. Raja Mohan says, in response to Harish Salve's concern before you came in, that to be worried about Headley getting away is a mix of paranoia and pessimism. These are his words. But everyone across India is asking tonight, is America entering into a private deal with a man who was behind 2611? And if so, why is your government allowing it?
Well, Arnab, first of all, I think there is no need for this premature indignation either way. This is going to be known in a few minutes or a few hours. Let's hold our horses and our ammunition till then. Certainly we have no reason to be prematurely pessimistic or presumptuous. I agree to that extent. Number 2, however, in the event that there is a deal, and mind you, I don't consider a plea bargain by itself to be a deal, because plea bargain is permissible in law.
This is an American double agent
of such a nature.
He's an American double agent.
Plea bargain is of such a nature. If a plea bargain is of such a nature that here is a man accused of very serious offences, let off with a very minor plea bargain with a very minor sentence, then yes, it is a major cause of concern.
But
And third, it is not open to a sovereign country to directly interfere in the judicial affairs of another sovereign
certainly
country.
not, but then
I can tell you that if that happens, one second more, Arnab, if that happens, and I am being presumptuous, certainly India will take it up at the highest quarters in the strongest possible way. No, but I don't see any reason how we can react today prematurely right now.
Certainly, I agree with you. A, we should not react prematurely, though I must tell you that every indication is that there is a deal with the federal prosecutors. B, however, I don't know about the indignation, but it's a test for Indo-American ties. Headley was on the FBI radar for over a year before he was arrested in October, and Mr. Rajamohan, you would know that not a shred of evidence was shared with India, even earlier. So there has been an attempt by America to cover up this particular man. And if this process were going on in a Pakistani court, by your same logic, Abhishek Manu Singhvi, we should not ask how the Pakistani courts are handling all the suspects of 2611 either.
Arnab.
Say that that's also their legal
Arnab.
process. No, it's,
Arnab,
it concerns our
let me make one thing
interest.
clear. Arnab, let me make one thing clear. I want to be very clear in the program. If the American system allows a very mild plea bargain with an extremely disproportionately mild sentence, then it's a matter of grave and serious concern for India. India will protest, India will take it in a big way, but ultimately it has to be done in a particular point.
The question that Harish Salve is responding to that, my question is, can there be any bargain? Let it not be mild or small or
Why
large
is
or
the
big. Can
government
there be
of
any
India-
bargain? Yes.
And without even as much as informing the government of India, this is the sensitivity which is being shown. That's my point. If we had a 9/11 accused whom we had arrested in India and we had tried him, would we have had a plea bargain with him without the courtesy of even informing the US administration? And how would they have reacted? The point is, it's not a question of premature. There is this kind of stuff going on. Does the government of India know about it? Have they been taken into confidence? If you tell me yes, I am happy. But if you tell me the government of India is also watching the newspaper and TV channels to find out if there is a plea bargain happening, and after they hear about it on your channel, they will lodge a formal protest, I think that's not the spirit of cooperation.
That is the point. That is the point, Abhishek, so coming up again and again, that this all being done in a culture of great secrecy. Ujjwal Nigam just said tonight that we don't even have a photograph. Mr. Ujjwal Nigam, would you like to share how much real evidence or information you have about David Coleman Headley? Then we get a response.
Absolutely, I don't.
Yeah, go ahead.
Absolutely, I don't have any information so far as evidence part is
There you
concerned,
are.
so far as the role played by Headley is concerned. But one thing I can tell you, Arnab, it is very evident from the confessional statement of the lone surviving terrorist, Ajmal Kasab, that Lashkar-e-Toiba had used different models for collecting certain information in respect of the targets of Mumbai and other parts of the Maharashtra. And it is very also evident that some modules were assigned the task of collecting the information through video and photographs, and some were asked to prepare the maps and etc. But besides that, actually what role Headley had played, what type of evidence that has been collected, we don't have any information.
You know, Mr. Singhvi, I want to be very specific with Mr. Singhvi and Mr. Rajamohan. You know, generally it is being believed that David Coleman Headley is doing this to avoid a death sentence. Now, frankly, I find that very, very difficult to believe, Mr. Singhvi, that he is doing it to avoid a death sentence, that it is, as has been described by Mr. Rajamohan earlier, this is allowed in jurisprudence, etc. It's impossible to believe that he is doing it to avoid a death sentence, Mr. Singhvi. It just does not hold water, that
Let
argument.
me answer. I think we're getting it all wrong. Here we are just, I think, to an element of sensationalism as well, just before an event, speculating and hypothesizing.
No.
What I'm saying is, I have no information.
Speculating.
As per what Harish just said, I have no information.
I have some specific
Well,
information.
the ambassador of USA met this Home Minister. Perhaps he does have. But the Home Ministry of India is not sharing that information in the public domain.
No.
So how can we react before the incident?
Well,
it doesn't mean that because we don't have the
No, no.
information on your cameras, the information of whatever kind is not
Okay.
there. There are intergovernmental consultations at the highest levels.
Well,
now what they involve cannot be told to you or known to me. I don't know any of the party spokesperson. Even Mr. Chidambaram, if he does know it, and it's very likely he knows some of it.
No, watch it, Mr.
So ultimately the question is
Mr.
the result.
Mr.
Ultimately we have to act and react on the basis of the result.
No, Mr. Singhvi,
And
you
the
are,
result, if it is, as I said, justifies a strong Indian reaction.
Mr. Singhvi, you are a very eminent lawyer. I put that question here right now to Mr. Rajamohan here. You know, when does a person, why I find this extremely fishy, what's going on is extremely fishy about David Coleman Headley is not Mr. Rajamohan because of these reports that he's an American double agent.
Arnab,
So
at this point,
No, one second,
Arnab, at this
Mr. Rajamohan,
point,
one point.
It's good to raise questions.
No, one point. I have a specific point here. The argument that he is doing it to avoid a death sentence does not hold water, because it is very unlikely that the American prosecution would have built a watertight case against him that calls for capital punishment. Because as you are aware, Denmark has firmly and consistently refused to cooperate with the US. Other European countries have also refused to cooperate with the US about details about this man. So A, there is no watertight case that has been built up against him. So he doesn't face the death sentence tomorrow. In that case, what is this negotiation all about? There's something behind the scenes, Mr. Rajamohan, from the evidence.
What's the point of putting 2 plus 2 and saying, asking is it 5 or 6? If you wait till tomorrow, you'll get what is the nature of the plea bargain. At this point, I think it is right to raise our concerns. It's right to raise questions. But I think jumping to conclusions at this point, a day when the Home Minister of India has met the Chief of Intelligence, Director of National Intelligence, Dennis Blair is in town. They're talking to each other. There is some consultation going on. You can't ignore all that and say, affirm so clearly as you do, not a shred of evidence has been shared, nothing has taken place in cooperation. So I think the two governments are working together, and this is an issue. We'll know tomorrow what the nature of the plea bargain is, what the next steps are going to be between the two
Mr.
countries.
Rajamohan, a lenient sentence, Mr. Rajamohan, to someone who is involved in 2611 as important.
You say,
as David Headley is a matter of
would a
concern.
life sentence shorter than death, would that be a lenient sentence?
No, Mr. I have just given the facts here before you about David
So
Coleman.
anything below
America
death,
has no case
in your
against
view,
him.
would be a lenient sentence,
No,
right?
but Mr. Rajamohan, why would you get
What is
into
it
a
you're
deal
looking
with
for?
somebody against whom you have no case?
Look, again you're saying deal, do we need more information, or you want to just put the guillotine on David Headley's head? I mean, what is your purpose? We want to know, right now, we've allowed Headley come into this country, go scot-free so many times. He's been caught in some other sovereign country. They're investigating. We need their cooperation to get more information. I think from a purely practical purpose, forget all the ideology, forget all the emotional argument.
Okay.
We need to do more with the United States. We want more cooperation, we demand more cooperation, but at this point, how much cooperation will take place depends what we know from tomorrow.
Well, do you agree with that, Mr. Salve?
See, the point is, I don't think we are now really saying two different things. Of course, as a pragmatic measure, you must take what you get. But I have a feeling we Indians must now be ready ourselves to take our place in the sun. We must say, well, we are taking whatever cooperation we are getting from the US, but we must be bold to say we are not satisfied with what we have. If Mr. Ujjwal Nikam,
we've had
who is
governments in
conducting the
Delhi
trial of
which put
Kasab,
terrorists on a plane and delivered them in Kandahar.
I think now this is a bad rhetorical argument, it has no relevance to the
where
point
one
we are
government has actually handed over terrorists to the Pakistanis.
No, but two wrongs don't make a right. Are you saying two wrongs make a right?
No, they don't.
But I think what is the relevance of that with cooperating with the US?
The broader
What
point-
relevance does that have with US cooperation? I mean, you also have a policeman chasing away bees, so does that have anything to do with Headley?
Yes, Abhishek.
What sort of an
In the
argument?
sense
I think,
gone through a
apropos
phase
what
where
Harish just said, hello,
No.
apropos what you just said, that's precisely the sentence I started with. I said in the event that we find a disproportionate or a wrong or a bad plea bargaining result tomorrow, I am saying on record as a party spokesperson on your camera, India has a right to be very angry, outraged and indignant. And I have no doubt that we will be. And we will take all other action which is taken in the interaction and the relationship between two countries. But two countries don't go to war on that. But yes, there are very many other ways in which we do express our displeasure. But the point I am making is, how do I say today? How do I say A, what the result will be, and B, what action India should in advance take on a possible wrong result? No, let me tell you that
Again, there are two separate issues.
I have no doubt, I have no doubt at all, that India will not only express
Arnab, there are two
the
separate
minus
issues.
thing, it will take all other kinds of diplomatic efforts and actions.
But they have not worked.
Which will send a clear signal to US.
Well, till now they have not worked at all.
Yeah, that's the
With
point.
all respect. Yes, Harish.
That's the point.
They have
That's not
worked.
so.
Mr. Harish,
That's not so.
There are two
If they have
separate
not
issues.
worked, if
The fact that a process such as serious has been initiated without taking Indians into confidence is the first wrong. If this runs its logical conclusion and he gets a light sentence, that will be a second wrong. What Manu is saying is, we will protest the second wrong hard, and I am happy we will. But we should also protest the first wrong, saying that you have gone to a point, and I repeat this, if we had a 9/11 accused in India, and we had done a plea bargain with him without taking into Americans into confidence, they would have screamed, and rightly so, and we should do that screaming now. Why are you not taking us into confidence? That's the first wrong.
Yes.
And let us remember that. Of course, we are not going to break ties with America. Of course, we are going to try and get whatever we can. But we must have the self-respect and the courage to say we are dissatisfied with the process so far.
Yeah, obviously, and Raja, it's going to be asked that he was working for America's Drug Enforcement Agency in a post-9/11 world. He made frequent trips back and forth between Pakistan and the US that would have been tracked by American agencies. So obviously, he's a very
We're
special
talking
man.
about intelligence agencies. They're not in all saint societies, right? They don't run with saints. They run with criminals. So it is well part of the game that intelligence agencies deal with all kinds of people.
Okay.
For us, the important thing, Arnab, let's not miss the central point. We need more information, we need more evidence so that we can at least deal with many other terrorist acts that Headley and Rana have planned. And I think that's what we need to focus on, to stop the next attack. To keep venting like this, even before you heard what the plea bargain is, to think of a conspiracy even before you heard what the results is. And I think this is jumpiness, paranoia, that's, I think, unbecoming of a large nation, which Mr. Salve wants us to be.
Right.
Let's wait, let's take, I mean, we're not...
So the fact that you are not getting information so far is not a ground for complaint. All right.
Arnab.
Just because we don't
you are
have information
forgetting
doesn't
also-
mean the Home Minister doesn't have the information, I presume.
No. Two things. I think, Arnab, you are
That's
forgetting
another, it's a different
that
story.
for the last 1 year or for the last 6 months or whatever Headley has been in custody, the government of India has officially, not once but many times, registered its strong desire and demand to have him interrogated by Indians under US supervision. We made that officially.
And what happened?
Number two, we do not know the large amount of exchanges when Mr. Chidambaram visited US and when there were visits vice versa. We're not privy to that. So that part of the process where the degree of displeasure quay the process, as Harish is saying, that we should have expressed displeasure and taken action on the process, would already be part of the process.
Well,
That's all.
I'm only-
It should have already happened. It's just that it's not been
I'm only going to wrap up by putting 4 or 5 points here before all our viewers and to all my panelists tonight. Behind the facade of a legitimate business, Raja, armed with an American passport, a person who has worked for the American government accused of being a double agent got access to our country, ran operations that are inimical to Indian interests, was part of a plot that led to the death of and brutal killing of so many Indian operations as a front for multiple Lashkar reconnaissance missions. I mean, this is a very important case. I know, Raja, I agree with you on your point here that we need to get the most we get out of America. But if we get a big zero as far as David Coleman Headley is concerned,
How
that's
do
going
we
to be
deal
worrying.
with that situation?
Well, we need to get access to David Headley. We need to get an opportunity to at least
I think
interrogate him.
That's been our official demand.
I think if you make your position strongly felt, it will be better than cringing. Sorry.
That's one way of looking at it, but let's not preempt it. Let's wait till tomorrow and hope Headley doesn't get away. That's what everyone hopes for. Let's see where it goes. To all my guests, thank you very much for that. And coming up on the other side, India's golden girl, Saina Nehwal, in the number 5, sure to be in number 3, says she won't be happy till she's going to be number 1. We like that attitude. Saina is joining us next.